welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a message for the sign of Pisces. Pisces, my messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. Pisces, if you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It will totally mean the world to me. All right, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, because thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at this time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as a pathway to peace. Taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as he would have it, or as I would have it. Trusting that he will make all things right if I will surrender to his will. God, I surrender. That I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him in the next life, forever and ever. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of the righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, thy comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me through all of the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Okay, so for those of you, 11 of y'all, that were just in the very first chat that I created, but was not the actual place where we should have been. Y'all were where y'all were supposed to be at that time, but it wasn't the right place because this place was already set for us. And so I don't know how that happened, but everything is a message, okay? So this message, that one just said the zodiac signs, and it said hearts. So heart chakra activation. Everything is important. Again, I don't know how that happened because I had already set everything up. Twitch is already set up. Nobody's there, but Twitch witnessed everything, even when I came and pushed the button. So somebody on the sidelines looking over, but that could potentially be God. It could potentially be Jesus. After I set everything up this morning, I went and I took a shower, which is the reason why I ended up a little bit behind but we're never behind. Okay, so we're just going to say that. As I was getting ready for my shower, I heard the road to Damascus. Mind y'all, I'm going to just say this to y'all right here, right now. Like, I grew up Christian. I don't sit under their box anymore because there was a lot of stuff that I didn't, that I could tell was wrong. So as I got looking up Damascus, it says, it was talking about, y'all gonna have to read it yourself. It's Acts 9 is where it starts, right? It says, then Saul, still breathing threats and murder against the disciples of the Lord, went to the highest priest and asked letters from him to the synagogues of Damascus, so that if he found any who were of the way, whether men or women, he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. All right, so what it was given, like Saul was trying to say that the disciples of the Lord were not disciples of the Lord, because people have a way of trying to think they are God, and they have a way of trying to explain God when God can explain itself. As he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly a light shone around him from heaven. Then he fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, Saul, Saul, are you persecuting me? And he said, Who are you, Lord? Then the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. It is hard for you to kick against the goads. So he trembled and astonished and said, Lord, what do you want me to do? Then the Lord said to him, arise and go to the city, and you will be told what you must do. Y'all got to read this for yourselves. But it's two things that struck to me. And as I was in the shower listening to this, I was talking to God, and I was saying, God, how do they not hear in their own words that Jesus is the Son of God? But in the same words, they say Jesus is God. You can't be the Son and the Father at the same time. It's impossible. So as I was saying that, God said, you focus on the wrong thing. Like, listen to the message. I'm trying to tell you something. Listen to the message. That don't matter. The point of the story was, that I gathered was, people will put their mouth on people in the name of God and in the name of Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus sits at the right hand of God. I do believe Jesus is the Son of God. I just don't believe what they be teaching in that box. And we not even here for that, but apparently we be here for that. So God said, focus on the message. So what ended up happening was, his name is Ananias, because Saul ended up blind, okay? So it says, and the man who journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no one. Then Saul arose from the ground, and then when his eyes were opened, he saw no one. But they led him by his hand and brought him to Damascus, and he was 3 days without sight, and neither ate nor drank, because he couldn't see. Because he had started to persecute people that said they were for God. These pastors keep doing that. These people keep doing that. And recently I came across something that somebody that was a part of the collective shared some shit that was basically persecution of their so-called tribe. I'm not going to let you do that on my watch, because I saw it, and God made sure I saw it. Either way, I'll tell y'all what the response was. And the person neither here nor there. The issue was, it's going to be people who come into the collective, and they're going to act like they're part of the collective because, you know, the collective is a cool-ass place to be. Because you get to come as you are. Demon, angel, whatever you are, we understand that where you are and what you're working on is what God is working on you with. Where you are is not where you shall stay. Even that person, where they are is not even where they shall stay. Because where we were from the beginning is not even where we shall stay. And like I said, I don't even know how that happened. Because I came down here with intention on recovery mission. And recovery mission, we'll get into that, because recovery means multiple things. Recovery for me meant healing. Because I don't know if y'all know it, but all weekend long I just been crying, okay? So there's that. And y'all know I ain't no crying ass bitch, but this weekend I was crying. Do I want to share that with y'all? No. But I'm being told to, because I got to. Because I would prefer that it just be my own business. But apparently, it's all of our business. So, God then sent Ananias, because this was God. Remember, we talking about two different things here, and I don't know how the crossover and whatever. God told me to focus on what was happening. So, he ended up sending Ananias to restore Saul's sight so that Saul would now know the power of God. One thing nobody is going to ever tell me is that God don't exist, and God can't perform miracles even through common people. I sit in front of you as a miracle. But somebody decided to put their mouth on me, and they keep putting their mouth on me in the wrong direction with the wrong damn people. They keep trying to expose me in areas that you're never going to be able to get, because I got here by God. You're never going to get me to think that it's anything other than God. And you're never going to get me to think that you know more than me about God. Ever. Because God works miracles through anybody, even children. Even when grown-ass people, big grown-ass men, keep wanting to come against women. And I don't understand why people focus on the message. So the Lord said to him, arise and go to the street called Straight and inquire at the house of Judas. We know about Judas because Judas had to happen. Judas, Judas, I'm starting to be questionable about Judas too, because Judas was a snitching ass nigga, but if Judas was on assignment, then Judas had to be a snitching ass nigga then. Snitches get stitches. But Judas had to tell what he had to tell. So was he a snitch or was he on assignment? Because just because you don't understand the assignment, because you're a mere mortal, how you gonna fathom what God can do? Like, y'all people be like, really, watch the mouth. Watcheth thy moutheth, please. Especially when you're talking about me. Because, listen, it's not gonna fare you well, because I promise you, God be hearing things and God be sending the message. Because who the hell else would sit here and tell y'all about God? I mean, I could be doing so much other demonic shit if I really was doing the demonic shit. That's some weird ass stuff. But because I'm not doing it the way y'all want me to do it, that makes me a target for y'all mouths, and don't let it be. Please and thank you. I keep saying it. So Judas, for one, called Saul of Tarsus, for behold, he is praying. And in a vision, he has seen a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him so that he might receive his sight. He received the vision. He saw it. Because he knew it was going to happen, because it wasn't nothing but God that he was talking to. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard from many about the man, how much harm he has done to your saints in Jerusalem. This same man was spewing that hot shit from his mouth, telling everybody, oh, that this is not this. They're going to be fake. They're this, that. They're yada, yada, yada. Why? Because he thought he had more authority. People keep thinking they have more authority. And why? Because y'all people like them titles and things of that nature. That's where y'all be corrupted at. Y'all want to be seen. And it be the thing. Those that can hear will know and understand. Those that can see. But everything ain't for everybody. Be mindful of that. Because I ain't for everybody. So then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard from many about how much harm he has done to your saints in Jerusalem. And here he has authority from the chief priest to bind all who call on your name. But the Lord said to him, go, for he is a chosen vessel. Because even though he was spewing that hot shit, he was a chosen vessel. So again, I ain't going to put my mouth on y'all, but please don't put your mouth on me. Mind y'all manners, because I keep telling y'all, chosen people got to walk a fine line. You got to walk a fine line. Worry about your own assignment, please, and thank you. Don't worry about who else is sitting where else and yada, 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 because y'all will keep acting as if y'all know, but it's bigger than you. It's always going to be bigger than you, because your little human mind will never be able to fathom what God can do. Ever. But the Lord said, go to him. Go, for he is a chosen vessel of mine, to bear my name before Gentiles, kings, and the children of Israel. For I will show him how many things he must suffer for my name's sake. And then Ananias went his way, and he entered the house, and laying his hands on him, he said, Brother Saul, the Lord Jesus who appeared there it is. The Lord Jesus who, because that was what I was focused on. God said, focus on the message. The Lord Jesus who appeared before you on the road as you came has sent me that you may receive your sight and be filled with the Holy Spirit. Immediately there fell from his eyes something like scales, and he received his sight at once. And he arose and was baptized. All right, so something else just came to me. And this is also a thing, because this could actually have happened as in the translation as well. So because Jesus was performing miracles, right? Jesus could have been the one that was talking to Saul. Because Jesus was performing miracles. But as y'all know, sometimes the translation, some of these words that were, the Bible was translated into English. Some of the words are not transferable. So depending upon how it was written, could be where the translation is getting discombobulated for me. But the fact of the matter is still the message is the same. He was running off at the mouth. God made him blind. He had to restore his faith, and something had to happen in order for his ass to get back into an alignment to know, don't do that. Just don't do that. Then, even still, that wasn't even the only part that was in this. Because again, y'all got to go read this yourselves. So immediately he preached to Christ in the synagogues, and he is the Son of God. Okay, the Son of God. All right, so the other part, it went down all the way to, where did I go to? All right, 36. So one other thing that I want to say is, on Friday evening, I told y'all, I sat here, I was crying still, and I was telling y'all that I don't know, the only way I got into this position would have been God, because I am a person, I like to go mind my own damn business. I like to be quiet, because I will sit in silence for a long ass time. That's just something that I do. And let me go back to this real quick because I don't want to forget this. So the part that got me was, a lady died. This woman was full of good works and charitable deeds, which she did. But it happened in those days that she became sick and died. And when they washed her, they laid her in an upper room. All right, so that's where it started. The end part was, but Peter put them all out, because they were all weeping. So all the ladies were weeping. When they had come, they had brought with him to the upper room, and they all the widows stood by weeping, showing the tunics and the garments which Dorcas had made while she was with them. But Peter put them all out and knelt down and prayed. And turning to the body, he said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes. Mind you, this lady was dead. D-E-A-D. Deceased. How'd she get up? Because now Peter is performing miracles. But Peter put them all out and knelt down and prayed. And turning to the body, he said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes. And when she saw Peter, she sat up. Then he gave her his hand and lifted her up. And when he had called the saints and widows, he presented her alive. Meaning not dead. But they knew she was dead. But here she is, all alive and whatnot. And it became known throughout Joppa, and many believed on the Lord. So it was that he stayed many days in Joppa with Simon and Tanner. All right, so y'all go read that for yourselves, right? Now, the thing is, recovery mission. Oh, hold on. I want to read this to y'all first. So when God showed me what a person had done, you know, because people like to be all haughty and whatnot, because they sit in a building, in a box, and still don't know, you know. Matter of fact, watch your mouth, ma'am. All right, this is the message, okay? It is important to remember that none of us can fully comprehend the mind or will of God. The moment we think we figured out exactly what God would do or how God operates, we're overstepping. God's ways are beyond human understanding, and any attempt to define them narrowly is a reflection of our own limitations, not the divine. There are so-called pastors who claim that certain traits make people easy to deceive, but who are we to say we fully grasp how God works through or around those traits? Because y'all have gifts and talents and people don't understand them. They will say they come from the devil. Because, you know, the devil know how to do what they do, and they would know because they be doing what they be doing and still talking about God. Meanwhile, we just be talking about God and minding our own business. But there's that. Works through those or around those traits. God moves in ways that don't always make sense to human minds, and sometimes what seems like deception to us might be a part of a larger, incomprehensible plan. We're not in a position to dictate how spiritual gifts or character must align according to our perception. After all, even prophets in the Bible were often misunderstood, rejected, or didn't fit into human molds. Same applies to your thoughts on prophets, supernatural experiences, and integrity. God can use anyone in any way God chooses. Even when we might not expect, the idea of what we can always spot a genuine prophet based on a scriptural checklist is risky. Throughout history, God has used flawed people, surprising methods, and unexpected messengers. So who are we to say definitively what God will or will not do? It's one thing to be cautious of deception, and it's wise to say discerning, but to claim that we know exactly how God works or how others should experience God, that's stepping into territory only the divine can navigate. True humility is recognizing that God is infinitely bigger than our understanding and works in ways that transcends human judgment. We're all just pieces of the puzzle trying to understand a vast and complex truth that no single person has the authority to define. At the end of the day, it's not about tricks or being grown up, even to avoid them. It's about acknowledging that we don't and can't know everything about God's will. Spiritual growth requires the wisdom to embrace mystery, trust in the divine process, and admit that we're not in control of what God will do next. God's will be done, not ours. We may have our own ideas, expectations, and judgments, but ultimately, it's God who knows the full picture. Human understanding is limited, and trying to impose our will or interpretations on God's actions can lead to error. The key is surrendering to the divine plan, trusting that God's will is always greater than anything we can imagine or control. True faith means letting go of our need to define or predict how God will work and embracing the mystery of the divine. God's will is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our desires or understanding. Period. And that's on my Facebook. It's pinned there. So if you follow me on Facebook, it's there. So if you follow me on Facebook, it's there. Because at the end of the day, nobody gonna tell me about me. Nobody gonna stand. Like, they can say what they want. They can try to persecute. They can try to do a whole lot of other shit. But at the end of the day, ain't nothing gonna happen without God allowing it to happen. So I get how people want to be all haughty in their big ass box ass buildings, and how they want to diminish, the little people out here, talking about God and, we will never be, and we are this, that, and the third. Please watch your mouth when you're talking about me, because when you say that a person will never be, you are basically cursing me. And I don't like curses. So happy Monday, everyone. It's 7:37. So recovery mission. Dream Sequoia, hello. Dream Sequoia says, great morning, everyone. Isaac, good morning. Hi, how are you? Love you. James Still, Mr. Still, how you doing? I'm receiving an echo from your broadcast. I don't know why that is, Mr. Still, but hey, you were on the other one, so we were in the wrong place. But, we were where we were supposed to be at that moment, and then we moved on over to recovery because, crying is healing and recovery. Aaron, good morning, beautiful. I love you, and thank you. Isaac said amen. Everybody is getting to know each other. All right, so faith of a mustard seed. I know a lot of y'all are going through some shit in recovery, but guess what? I would like to know, have you sown a seed? Did y'all sow a seed at all? Because if you haven't, do so. So I'm going to sow a seed. And y'all, sometimes the seed is a monetary gift. Sometimes the seed is a conversation. And I don't really understand why certain things get done, but sometimes it just be a thing, because this weekend I was really like going through the process of how I got to me. And I called my brother and I told my brother that all right, I don't know, Dina, you didn't Cash App me a couple of times. I don't know, I must not be on this Cash App though. So I'ma just, because I want it to be somebody that is here. All right, so I'm gonna sow a seed to somebody that's in the chat, and it's not gonna be, that don't have to be something crazy amount or whatever. But Dina, I'm gonna sow a seed to you, and my seed to you was gonna be, well, I ain't gonna tell you what it is, but it's gonna be a seed, okay? Not a huge thing, because I have faith, and you know where I'm sitting at, so you know. Either way, I'm gonna sow a seed to Dina. So expect that as soon as I get off this thing, because I think because I got like 3 different Cash Apps, y'all, and so it's one on each one of my phones. So I'm gonna sow a seed to Dina. Why? Because I need a breakthrough, and because I need a breakthrough, I'm gonna sow a seed in the name of that breakthrough. So excuse me while I reconnect. Mr. James had to reconnect. Aaron, good morning. There, everybody. Hi, Mystic Healer. I just want to get the pleasantries out the way because I went right into the message, and that was what was supposed to be happening. Dream Sequoia said people who they are no matter what. So God knows how to position a person, good, bad, or indifferent. And period. I like how she put that. God knows how to position the people, because everybody comes into this realm doing what they doing. All right, and we ain't judging, because it's not for us to judge. We just supposed to figure out how this earth school thing is working and call it a day. So Dina says, yes, the letter J is not in the original Jewish language, Hebrew. That letter was created because of Europeans. And then it's something else, like it's a lot of stuff that, what I was going to say earlier is about a book. I told y'all on Friday that I was not going to allow anybody to insert anything into my system, right? And everybody was here. All the collective was probably watching, right? Because it's something about this time where everybody's coming together. So what happened was, right behind that, Jessica was in the chat. And I literally said online, I'm not allowing anybody to insert anything into my system, right? So right behind that, Jessica calls me as soon as I get offline, and she wants to tell me something. But soon as she started talking, my son was right with me. My son said, like, that was the hand gesture. And I said, I'll call you back, Jess. My son said, Mom, we can't hear that. And he was right, because she was getting ready to start with this hat. But mind you, she kept trying to call and get the message across. And I kept saying, Jess, I'll call you back. Because I said I wasn't letting nobody insert shit into my system. To the tune of, she even left a voice memo. So the voice memo was, what I wanted to tell you was, I found the book and it said, yada yada, something about this time, I don't give a fuck. You want to know why? Because again, and soon as I didn't play the message, soon as I played the message, I said, and that's the reason why I can't talk to nobody. Because what y'all are doing is coming from books that people wrote. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of the people. And the thing that I'm doing is coming from my body. I don't need a book to tell me about it. And so I understand, some books are correct and some things are in alignment. But at that moment in time, I had already said, I'm not letting nobody insert nothing into my system. But something was happening with her, because I keep saying compromise. Jessica has been compromised ever since she left this house. Because when I met Jessica, and I love Jessica, Jessica's a good person. Jessica can come in this chat right now, and I'm going to say, hey, Jess, I love Jess. But Jess is compromised. Jess has been compromised to me. Her hair went from red to purple. When she became whoever that purple bitch is, I don't know that person. That's who showed up at this door, the purple hair person. The Jessica I know has blonde red hair. She changed somewhere in the process. And when she changed, she started trying to hide from me. Her screen started going black. It kept being a thing. Mind you, it kept being a thing with all of them. Joshua, part of the collective, I'm sure he watches somewhere around, compromised. Each one of them started to be compromised. Who else? Tamisha, compromised. Because guess what? I kept telling Tamisha something. Tamisha steady saying yada, yada, yada. But I can look in Tamisha's background and see that, compromise. Kristen, compromise. All of them compromised. Because at the end of the day, doing shit that's not in alignment with what y'all are being told and how y'all are going to connect with me. Every one of them was compromised. And I said something to y'all about every single one of them sitting here. But the last one got close enough to insert their tongue into my mouth to now leave an effect that is lasting right now. So I don't know. Dream Sequoia right here, and I done told her she was compromised 1,000,006 times, but she's here and she's back. So guess what? She's learning her lesson, and she'll even tell you how she's focusing on herself. And even she this weekend was trying it, but I still was talking. And when she said things that no ma'am, because I get how everybody wants to understand their journey. But you're going to have to understand it for yourself, because I had to understand my journey for myself. I feel like a lot of y'all should be even thankful in the fact that y'all made it this far, because y'all should be very much proud of yourselves, because some people don't make it. It sounds and, so y'all should be proud of yourselves. The fact that I'm documenting and I'm sitting here letting y'all know what happened along my journey is something that I didn't have, because I didn't see anybody able to do or talking about what I'm doing and talking about. Even as I'm talking to y'all right now, there is something that is coming out of my body. It seems like a chemical or something. And it's weird. But mind y'all, I went to the hospital the other day. They just said, all my paperwork, documentation, everything was fine. But why am I sitting here? But it's been ever since that incident happened. So whether or not it was supposed to happen, I don't know. All I know is I feel like I need an antibiotic. But, they didn't give me one. And I'm going to go to another doctor because I feel like it's not right. Like whatever that is that's coming out of my mouth is not good. It smells like perfume and chemical. It's weird. Either way. So Jess wanted to get across her message. I didn't give a fuck about the message. Why? Because again, I can write 1,000,006 books and I can tell y'all that, the sky was purple at one point in time. And a lot of people will know that the sky was not purple at one time, but some people will just be like, well, y'all do know that the color was this, that, and the third, yada, 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 so she ain't lying, the color was right. And then guess what? Now we got the narrative of the sky is purple. So I don't need nobody inserting they shit into my system, because of the fact that as of now, whatever's happening, I got here between me and God. And I'm going to keep listening to me and God. So when other people start, trying to insert, and they adamant, because she was adamant about trying to tell me what was happening because she had to make sense of what I'm saying. I don't need you to make sense of shit that I'm saying. I need to make sense of it. And I'm not going to make sense of it in anybody's book, because I didn't get here because of the book. I got here, and a lot of people say, well, did you see this? Did you say? No, I didn't. Because I focus on what God tells me to focus on. That's it. That's all. And even when niggas be doing spell casting and this, that, and the third, they don't understand why they shit don't be working. It don't work because God already knew you was going to do that, stupid. So they teach me how to go around your shit. So as of now, what shall be, shall be. So, okay, thank you. I will sow seed to someone too. Yes, everybody should sow a seed, just in faith. No matter where it goes to, just sow it. Why? And you can say right on it that I'm just sowing a seed. They may say, why you send me 222? I was just sowing a seed because I have faith, and I'm just directing that thing to know that I already sent that. So, yeah. Okay, thank you. I will sow a seed to someone too. So Dream Sequoia says she's going to sow a seed to someone too. And I would advise everybody else just to direct and target that thing, because literally something is happening right now and recovery mission is on hand. My recovery is, excuse me, understanding me, because I'm going to tell y'all what was happening. Evidently, you were led into your topic was the appropriate time, because I came back to the cast right on time to catch you. Greeting everyone. Much love to you, dear. Yes, because I greeted everyone. I had to do it twice, because literally what happened was I pushed up the live, but I was in the wrong place. I just set it to the regular live, a regular live that was posted. But 11 people made it to that live. And if 11 of y'all saw that live, 11 of y'all definitely should be sowing a seed, because y'all were in the wrong place, but then you made it to the right place. But the wrong place was necessary for you to be at too. So it was never wrong, other than the fact that that's where you had to be at that moment. And then we moved to where we were meant to be in recovery. Okay? So same, I came to that conclusion last night. I don't want no influence on my decisions. Like, stop. Dream Sequoia, you always come to that decision, but and I noticed that you're doing a mimic thing too. So, you know, I'm paying attention to you very closely. And you are definitely in mimic mode. So I'll know the difference when you standing on your own 2 feet. But right now you're highly in mimic mode. And you know, I talk to you and I'll talk to you when we get done with this, you know. Well, not right now, because I got shit to do. I gotta find out where my something went. Either way, Kevin, hi, good morning. And I was there earlier, but had to drop and open up and chat again. I saw you. So Dream Sequoia was there too. Mr. Steele was there. All right, so yesterday morning I woke up and I was laying in the bed, and I noticed, mind you, I had been woke earlier that day, earlier in the middle of the night, and I noticed that my legs felt like a little bit pins, but for some reason I kept getting the messages like, oh, if y'all have not seen the message, it says Pisces, trust your intuition. It's on the wall. And I had been getting a message out of my sleep. They lying again. Here they are, back at lying again. And so I'm like, okay, who lying again? Because, you know, I really don't care. Let people do what they want to do, but, you know, bitches be lying again. And so, let's see. Because it'd be like, you know, and this was one of the things. People will tell you some shit that you didn't even ask for, all unprovoked. But why do you open up to live right from the beginning? So the first thing, why am I looking at me live? Oh, magic is in the air. All right, so why am I looking at me live? Oh, magic is in the air. So the first thing I just saw was I went to meet, because I was going to go to the post, but it's saying magic is in the air. So nothing is a coincidence. Magic is in the air. I'm not even lying to y'all. That's what it says. So nothing is a coincidence. Magic is definitely in the air. All right, so I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go to the post, because this is the post. I woke up, it was 2 something in the morning, and I wrote something, but then after I wrote it, I saw something else. And it's weird because the person probably thinks that I wrote it in response to them, but didn't. It was already written. But that's the way sometimes God works. That just be the thing. And whether or not they thought that or not, I don't really even give a fuck, because, you know, I don't give a fuck. It fit, and that's what it was. But I wrote it before that. Let's see. Video, shorts, live, podcast, playlist, community tab. In the community tab, there's some stuff that's popping up for y'all. I don't know if y'all read it or not, but there's this. It says, Pisces, urgent message. Beware of deception. Pisces, trust your intuition more than ever right now. Someone in your circle is trying to cover up something important, and they're actively attempting to block you from seeing the truth. They might be throwing distractions your way or creating confusion to distort your inner knowing. This person understands that your intuition is a powerful gift, and they fear that you will uncover it if you trust it fully. And they fear what you will uncover if you trust it fully. The reason they're doing this is likely because of the truth, if revealed, would shift the dynamic between you both, or it may expose something they've been hiding out of fear or self-interest. Their attempts to mislead you are driven by their desire to maintain control or avoid accountability, because people don't like being accountable for their shit. Stay grounded in your intuition. You have a natural ability to sense when things are off, and the universe is urging you to look beyond experiences. The truth will surface if you trust what you're feeling beneath the surface. And which was perfect, because I wrote that and then I saw something, because God was, showing me something. And I also knew who was behind the visuals of whatever was being shown, right? But as God works, things will be revealed, because then the deception actually played out, and the person that was responsible for the visuals actually claimed they're responsible for the visuals, which is great, because it also now made everybody realize who's been puppet mastering behind the scenes with this particular individual. But it also now makes everybody realize that ain't no being on your own when you sucking dick for videos. It's weird, but not my problem and not my business. But since people like to know that we're connected in things, I kept getting something out of nowhere where a person just felt dirty, and it was like somebody either they did something they wasn't supposed to do, got raped or something. Like all of a sudden it just came over me. And I'm saying, I was minding my own business. Disconnect. That's all a person has to do. So what I noticed was, inside of the fucking collective, everybody blocking everywhere. Please block me, because damn right, please block me, because I want my energy cut off from anybody, any individual that is not in alignment. And if you could be puppeteered and puppet mastered by that shit, but sometimes things happen, so I ain't even in judgment. Things happen, because dicks have been sucked for less. So not judging. I mean, by everybody. So not judging. And it could not even be the physical. It could just be, because they call it dick riding. Like, if take it how it resonates, because physical have been given. So there's that. It is what it is. I ain't judging. But I'm in recovery. So I got to recover myself. And so in me recovering myself, the other message was, and people ain't going to like this, and I don't care if they do or they don't, because I didn't come here to be liked by nobody. And guess what? It's going to be what's going to be. So sometimes when you give your all to help others, they might twist the situation when things don't go as they want, casting you as the villain. It's a tough lesson in boundaries and self-perseverance, but sometimes those wake-up calls from the universe are so strong because they're pushing you to protect your energy. Like, I had to be awake at that hour in order to see the fuckery that was, just throw it away. Like, literally, it's trash. And the more you deal in trash, you're going to start to become trash. So don't deal in trash. And that's just it. So I don't want to be trash, so I don't want to go digging in the trash, and I just don't want to play with trash. So everything can be amazing. Like, I could be amazing today and trash tomorrow. I could be amazing and still trash. You see what I'm saying? Take it how it resonates, because we are until we not. It just is what it is. I could be a good person until I'm not, because I may be a good person until I wasn't. Either way, God showed who the puppeteer is. And then I kept saying, what happened to all the people? What happened to this? And what happened to that? And where yada, yada, yada. I'm confused. Either way, then I realized, not your motherfucking business. Go mind your business and just block it all. So as of now, recovery mission. So I called my brother. I wake up yesterday. This is my weekend, so all in a nutshell. And this is how we got here. So I wake up, my legs was just hurting I don't know, it felt like It's the dehydration, so definitely need more water, right? And so that was one thing. Got up, but then I fell back to sleep. When I woke back up, it was early in the morning, and I'm like, my whole body felt again like I was crushed, like somebody tried to crush me. But I noticed everything felt like pins and needles, and it was weird because what the fuck is that? Dehydration, but still. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, Dina, it's Monday, so we don't care who's here and who's not here. I'm here. You here. That's it. That's all. God said, focus on the message. Mind your own damn business. So there's that. Focus on the message and mind your own damn business. Worry about the business that pays you. So I'm like, I don't want to get up, but I know I got to go do what I got to do. So I'm going to just go do what I got to do. So I slide off my bed. The minute I slide off my bed, y'all, I just started crying, like literally crying. And then I'm going to sit here and I'm like, I don't have nobody to call that I wanted to talk to. And I was like, nah, yes, the fuck you do. Hey, Do Herman, I love you. Damn right, mind your damn business. You never know who's here, period. So my brother's over there on Twitch. So I said, I started with the, oh, well, it was me. I don't got nobody to call. But then I was thinking, yes, the fuck you do. You got your brother to call. So I called my brother. And I get on the phone with my brother. And he said, what you doing? No, I asked him what he doing. He said, what I'm doing. I said, I'm crying. And he said, it sounds like you crying. What's wrong? And I said, I don't know. He said, do you feel overwhelmed? I don't know. I'm just crying. I said, my face is wet. And he started laughing. He said, so you're not crying, your face is just wet. Oh, well, I'm crying and my face is wet. And I don't know why. And then I started to say, I said, I don't know if it goes back to us being younger, but I don't remember crying when we were younger. Hey, Aaron. I see Aaron over on Twitch, too. I'm talking to my brother. So I said, do you remember crying when we were younger? He said, no. I said, not that we weren't even allowed to cry, because my mom never said you can't cry. But why didn't we cry when we were little? So I'm still crying as I'm saying this. So he got to hear all the snot and everything else. And so I'm saying, then I started to feel like, okay, I don't know why. I never cried as a kid. I can't recall ever crying. And then the times that I even remember crying as an adult, I cried because I was fighting. Like, and if I cried, like, because people would say stuff or do stuff, and I was just look at them. And then by the time I got angry enough to cry is when I'll knock your motherfucking head off. Because that cry was what brought the power. Because why am I crying? I don't want to give you my tears. So if you make me cry, I'm fighting. And then I realized, although I'm not fighting, I'm fighting. Fighting for my fucking life right now. Okay, so what's wrong? Because, you know, then he starts to, you know, say what he said. He didn't remember crying. Not that it was a bad thing, but again, so we come from the same parents. We have the same mom and dad. So, all right. Then I start to go into the fact that I just went through that battle and I've known a person, and I don't want to keep bringing this person up, but shit, it's important because 17 is when I met this person. I've known that person more of my life than I haven't known the person. And now I don't have that person in my life. And whether it be because of what I did or what they did, I don't have the person. That person, I felt like, was supposed to be around for forever. But God heard things and saw things that I didn't see, and that person actually showed their hand in many different ways. And even when I didn't want to see it, God was forcing me to see that person wasn't for me. And then I had to go to the person that was my best friend. And she, because I had a male best friend and a female best friend. And then I had to go into her. Like, my female best friend, her name was Kima. And Kima, I've known her since I was 13. And me and Kima were the best of friends for a long time, but Kima kept always showing me her hand as well. She would always do shit like she would talk about me to some other friends, and the other friends would tell me that she was talking about me, but they would also tell her that I was talking about her. But meanwhile, anything that I ever said about her ass, I'll say to her to this day, the bitch is a liar and a hoe and some other shit. But guess what? She was my liar and hoe and everything else. So regardless of what she was, I still accepted her. And I would always tell her about her behavior. Like, Kima, I could tell the way you look and the way you talk about people on, you know, like the look is all over. Like when she don't like a person, she just don't fucking like a person, and you can see it, it's all over. And so I would always say, you know, Kima, I can see your expression on the face. But Kima was also like, she never wanted anybody else around me. So that was another thing. Like, I was her friend and that was it. But she could have other friends. So it was almost like she would always want to isolate me to not be friends with anybody else. But she always wanted to have 1,000,006 friends, which was confusing to me as well. Either way, long story short, we grew up. We had a little, you know, relationship type thing. More than a friendship. But she was still my friend, which used to throw me off a little bit because we were friends, I just wanted her to be my friend, even though we had sex and everything else on the side, but I only still wanted my friend. So sometimes I didn't want to have sex, but I just wanted her to be my friend. But it kept being a thing between me and her, and it, you know, kind of would throw us off. Anyway, long story short, she's now doing what she's doing, and I started doing what I was doing, you know, under the law, okay? So for some reason, when I got under the law, God would not allow us to come together at all, period. Like, they literally hid me from her, like, or her from me. Like, anytime she tried to come near me, I done been in several different places where she was. Anytime she tried to come near me, they would not let her come near me. The one time that she almost got near me, they ended up moving me somewhere else. Mind you, I was there the whole entire time. But it was also because I was under the law and now, you know, in covenant, and I'm not supposed to do certain things. And even though she was supposedly under the covenant, I just told y'all she a hoe. So, a married hoe at that. But wasn't at the time when we was doing all the other stuff. This happened, you know. So now she married. But meanwhile, she's still being a hoe. So, not my story, but, you know, part of my story is she still was trying to be a hoe. To the tune of she was trying to tell me that Muslim men or Muslim women be, you know, having whatever, and they husbands don't know. And I explained to her, bitch, I'm never going to do nothing that my husband don't know about, because if I'm out here fucking bitches, whether or not he Muslim, Christian, yada, 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 that nigga gonna know. Because my husband is really my best friend, or my person is really my best friend. Either way, long story short, I'm processing, and mind you, me and my brother wasn't having this conversation, but I'm giving y'all the details as to why I'm processing, like, all this shit. So now, here this hoe go, you know, because it's him, it's her. I don't have neither one of them because God showed me things and God was telling me things, and you're now different because I'm now different. And strange probably to everybody, even to myself. So I get it. So I'm still crying, and I'm telling my brother, like, these people, you know, I only had good intentions for these people, and they may think I didn't, because, you know, depending upon how shit happens, they may think that I was just the most horrible ass bitch ever. She thinks I'm horrible because I say shit like this, and she don't ever want nobody to know she was out here, you know. But either way, I don't give a fuck, and God saw it. So every time she gets near me, that's what she is. So God saw it, and why you want to be that? So long story short, I made a pact with the him guy when I was younger, that when we got to a certain age, we would get married if we weren't married. That happened, fucked up my whole entire life, okay? But it also made my life better, because here I am. Also made a pact with that girl that if we weren't, you know, married to anybody such and such, we would move in together and we would be whatever it was we was going to be. That ain't never going to happen, so there's that. But now would have been the time, right? So insert somebody else that was supposed to come for a healing journey, yada, yada, yada. But meanwhile, they started doing some other shit and making shit, you know, something that it well, they started that over the phone anyway. So either way, it was now me even swapping or even thinking, because even when I was with the girl, I sit under watchful eye as to I can never be in a relationship with a girl. Not an open relationship ever, to the tune of people can see that, because I didn't grow up that way. That's not in the law. But something happened with an energy, and the energy just got pulled, and then all of a sudden it didn't matter what sex the person was. It was the energy that was focused on. Meanwhile, the energy is fucking a crying ass bitch, and I don't understand how crying ass bitch even got anywhere near me, because, you know, I don't like crying ass bitches. But guess what happens when I get close to crying ass bitches? Now I'm crying. So hey, but now it starts to unravel me, because I'm unraveling and I'm crying, my face wet, and I'm talking to my brother, and I'm telling my brother, like, all of these people may think that I'm the worst bitch under the sun. But meanwhile, back at band camp, everybody knows that I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, and I be saying shit, and I'm never gonna hide shit. And whatever I'm doing, I'm just doing because God is watching. And if I get sent to heaven or hell, I'm gonna get thrown in the pits of hell because I did it. Not because I allowed y'all people to tell me what I should be or what I'm not supposed to be, or whatever, or I'm gonna fake anything for anybody. I'm not gonna do that. So if you gonna persecute me, you're gonna persecute me right here, right now, and God gonna hear you, and guess the fuck what? You still gonna be in trouble, because God saw me. And when I be talking, God be listening, because I tell the truth. That's the fact of the matter. I'm not gonna hide nothing. And so these people keep coming along, but they want me to hide. I'm not hiding you, bitch. I'm not hiding you. I'm not hiding for you. I'm not hiding around you. I'm not hiding with you. Either way, now I'm crying. So my brother saying, you know, well, we start talking about childhood. We start talking about, you know, things, and he telling me what a brother should tell me. Mind you, that's my youngest brother. So I'm on the phone crying to my youngest brother. I'm the one that's supposed to be helping him. But meanwhile, then I start to realize this is where all the problems come in at. Because even as a child, I was the oldest grandchild. Under my cousin Toya is the oldest. But my cousin Toya was never around. So I have been taking care of everybody like a grown person, but I was a child. So I didn't have the childhood that I should have been probably trying to have. I was defending people because, you know, my Uncle Lois, he was a menace to society, and he always had, not really, but, you know, he was an uncle. So, and mind you, he only 2 years older than me. So as an uncle, he thought he should be disciplining us and some other shit. And I'm saying, shut your ass up, because, you know, nigga, why are you talking? And my grandma at work. So, and my family will tell you, when I was little, I probably was real mean, because I'll fuck your ass up real quick. Why? I was the oldest. And two, I'm going to protect them at all costs, because the way I was raised, brothers, sisters, the oldest, if anybody's crying or anybody gets hurt, that's my ass. Mind you, I never even got in trouble. Like, so I don't even know why this was instilled in me as a protector. Like, literally, I have been protecting people. So when my uncle would do shit, guess what? I line all the kids up. Let's fuck him up. And I remember we had some of the best times, like, because my grandmom used to go to the sale and she would buy shoes and this, that, and the third. And meanwhile, he would be doing shit, and we start firing off shit across the motherfucking hallway on his ass and lighting him up. And he be saying, oh, I'm going to tell grandmom. We don't give a fuck. Because, bitch, I got sent home so many times from my grandmom's house because my cousins lived there. That's where I always wanted to be. And my grandmom's house was like an older house that was built in fucking 1902. It didn't even have like plumbing and shit in it. But we loved to be there, and that's where I manifested my life at, on the, because we could climb out the window, climb down the drain. She had the big old oil drum, and we could come from the girls' room or the kids' room off to the little porch roof there, or we could lay there at nighttime and look up at the stars. It was the most amazing place. It was so magical there. But mind you, this is like probably where nobody would want to be. Like, at this day and time, nobody would want to be there. But it was magical to me. So at nighttime, we would climb off on the roof, go down the oil drum, and we would run around outside under the stars. And nobody would know. We would be outside playing in the middle of the night, in the pitch black, having us the best time. Only time we didn't really like being out there is if we had to go to that outhouse. That outhouse, nobody ever wanted to go to that outhouse because that outhouse was fucked up. But either way, we didn't even know if we was in danger or not. We just was outside, little kids running around in the middle of the night. Mind you, there was a train, because she lived where the railroad tracks was coming, was, and we could hear the fucking train, the railroad tracks, the train coming. And we probably did some real dangerous ass shit even by being on the train tracks in the middle of the night and some other shit. But literally, it was the most amazing time. Either way, I've been taking care of kids and everybody else or being a protector for a long ass time. So, and I didn't cry. If they cried, that was your ass. Because I wasn't going to get sent in the house knowing that they was crying. My brother and them got in a fight on the bus. Mind you, we had moved to Virginia. Something happened. Girls started fighting my brother. I tell you what, we turned that bus every which way loose but loose. And by the time we got to the house, my mom wasn't saying nothing other than, did you beat their ass? Because whatever it was that they did. And the only time I ever seen my mom cry is if she was fighting. Like, that was it. So now I'm like, damn. Long story short, yada, yada, yada. I had to go get some, brotherly healing because literally he walked me through the process, where we walked each other through the process. But we went through childhood and now up into adulthood. And then when I, started dating certain people, they used my zodiac sign against me because, Pisces are emotional. You're being emotional. Bitch, no, I ain't never been being emotional ever. And I didn't realize how I let that play on me. Even till now, even when I went through the situation, I'm not going to cry for nothing. I'm not going to give that person none of my tears because why would I do that? That person just tried to hurt, harm, and endanger me. So why the fuck would I do that? And now here I go. I'm shrinking, meaning turning my nigga down because, getting out of the full masculine era. But guess what? I got put there because I had to be there because people kept doing shit to the tune of, bitch, why you doing shit? So I don't think nobody should be upset that they get what they get or they got what they got because I'm a very honest person. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do before I do it. Even when people be cheating and doing this, that, and that, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do before I do it. So why are you surprised after the fact? And don't come near me if you want to hide nothing. Like, I don't want nobody, don't come near me if you want to hide nothing. Because I promise you it's going to end up bad. And then you're going to be mad because I'm going to be sitting here saying what the fuck I'm saying. And then you're going to be feeling like, oh, she went against me. No, you went against yourself because I told your ass already, don't bring your ass over here. I tell everybody. It's on the internet. Like, even my brother will say, I be snitching. I be snitching on myself. So y'all think I'm worried about what the fuck y'all don't like? Don't come near me. That's it. That's all. Period. It's going to be okay. I promise you I'm going to do good without anybody being near me. Because I always done good in my life. I'm a blessed ass individual. Because I tell the truth. And God honors the truth. I speak to the universe and shit happens. So now understanding me, recovering myself. And I really got to go because I'm moving past my time. And I got so many things that I got to do. But recovery also means to take away. So after I was getting recovery mission for myself and that there's healing and some other shit, somebody needs to be mindful that somebody's about to get kidnapped. Dina keeps saying it. She keeps coming up with it. But literally, I asked my brother something yesterday and it made a lot of sense. I said, where are all the people? Like, what happened with this, and this? And he said, they got to keep them pacified and keep them quiet in order to recover them. And I was like, oh, but mind you, the title was already written. Because literally, a recovery mission, what y'all gonna do? Like, if there's something that's happening and you need to rock a bitch to sleep, what you do? You make them think that they safe when they really, really not. Everything gets quiet, and then people get to come in and do what they need to do. So recovery means several different things. I was getting ready to go over it with y'all, but everything else took so long, and now it's 8:18, and I got something else to do. But literally, y'all better look up the word recovery. It means snatched away. It means healing. So some of y'all going through healing phases. Some of y'all about to get snatched away. Take it how it resonates. I ain't said nothing, but I said a lot. So that's it. That's all. And see y'all at 12. Love y'all. Bye.